Welcome back to Sirius Speedway.
Well, look who it is. Don't you have some poor defenseless animal to disembowel?
Sirius XM NASCAR Radio.
Channel 90.
Welcome back, everybody. Let's talk some Camping World trucks now with the guy that's right in the thick of the championship chase. He led the points a week ago, trails Austin Dillon now by only 2 heading into Kentucky Speedway on Saturday night. James Buescher joins us. How are you, man?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you doing today?
We're fantastic. Good to have you with us. Kind of a strange afternoon in the White Mountains of New Hampshire, wasn't it? Never really had. It didn't look like a great truck, but brought it home solidly in the top 10 after it was all said and done. Yeah,
we definitely didn't have a very solid truck. We were better in practice than we were in the race, and I think we just over-adjusted, over-guessed how tight the track was going to be or how loose the track was going to be, and our truck was just too tight all day long. We tried to make an adjustment on the first pit stop to pull a spring rubber to fix the handling of the truck, and the handle broke off the spring rubber when they went to pull it out, and we never got the spring rubber out because we never took that tire off again for the rest of the race. So we played a little strategy at the end to get a point for leading the lap, and then had to take 2 tires to make up for the time that we had lost. So played out pretty well to get a couple spots there at the end and come home with a solid finish after a long, frustrating day in New Hampshire.
Yeah. You don't necessarily think about it early in the race, but the decision that you make on lap 20 or lap 30 of a race like that can impact the rest of your afternoon, because you end up on the next stop making up for what you didn't do on this stop, and in the stop after that you got to do something different. It really can. The first card dealt can really affect your whole hand, can it?
It definitely can, and we did an air pressure adjustment at the same time that we were trying to do our spring rubber adjustment, but the truck just wouldn't free up. We couldn't get it to turn, and it was just really tight. And if you're tight in New Hampshire with the tapered spacers that we run, it just kind of bogs the motor down, and then it hurts your straightaway speed. And as flat as the racetrack is, it's just hard to get off the corners when you're pushing out towards the wall. So, it makes for a long, frustrating day, but, same story as the rest of the year. We never give up, and we fought hard for a solid finish. We didn't run in the top 10 very much the entire day, and, we finished 7th. So not a bad day for us. We lost a couple points, but like you said, we're still right in the thick of the championship, and 2 points is only 2 spots. So, we got 6 races left.
I got a feeling that nobody's going to run away with this thing. I mean, there's at least 3 of you that are literally within just a stone's throw of each other for this championship. It's going to be awfully exciting for us, probably awfully nerve-wracking for you guys.
It's probably going to be nerve-wracking, but I keep telling everybody, let's wait and get through Talladega, and then we'll really see how it's going to shape up if somebody's going to run away with it. Because if 2 of us have problems at Talladega, which is very likely all 3 of us could, you never know what's going to happen there. And, whoever gets through there with a solid day could come out on top.
You're right that Talladega could allow one guy to actually run away from the others, or could allow everybody to get in the same big mess. We've seen that before too.
It could add a couple more guys to the hunt. You never know what's going to happen there, but hopefully we all make it through there all right, and it's an exciting championship battle right down to the end. But I can't say what's going to happen for the rest of the year without knowing. That's the biggest unknown I see, and any other racetrack, you never know which of the 3 of us is going to outrun the other 2,
Right.
And we're all really good on the mile-and-a-half racetracks, and we've got 4 of those coming up, and we all seem to run pretty good at the short tracks too. So we got Martinsville coming up, and it's going to be a pretty exciting last 6 races, I think.
Talk to me a little bit about the pressure. I mean, this is the first time that you've ever been involved in this type of deal at this level of the sport, at the national series level of the sport. I know there's 6 long weeks to go, and it's going to be very difficult not to sleep for the next 6 weeks, but it's got to be a little nerve-wracking at the same time, doesn't it?
Well, I try not to think about it. I try not to think about the points. You try to run as good as you can each and every week, whether you're racing for points or not. The only difference about points racing is if you're putting yourself in a situation maybe to pass somebody, or somebody's chopping you off, and you might put yourself in a situation that you're going to crash. You think twice about that, and play it safe, and make sure that when you are going to pass somebody, that you're not going to lose control of your car or truck and end up crashing and taking yourself out of the points championship. That's the only difference. You run as hard as you possibly can, and just make sure that you don't screw something up like that. But good thing for me is I get away during the week. I live in Houston. I don't have to be at the shop every day, and I don't have to think about it all week long. So I just get to come spend some time at home and try to keep my mind off of things, and I'm all nice and relaxed by the time we get to the racetrack.
So that helps then to kind of get away from the greater Charlotte, Mooresville, Race City, USA situation, and just get away for a while?
I think it does. I think it's just nice to keep it off your mind. If you're there every day and you're around it every day, I think you start to stress out more about it. So, it's just my theory on it, but it seems to work because I don't seem to stress out too much about the points and the pressure, and I just show up at the racetrack and do what I know how to do and drive the race truck.
What do you think of Kentucky? Obviously, it's a very interesting racetrack, unique in its own way, and it's put on some pretty good racing over the years.
It's definitely put on good racing. It's a fun racetrack. It's gotten rougher over the last couple of years. There's a lot of bumps and whatnot throughout the racetrack in the corners, and there's a couple big ones on the straightaway even. But there's not a whole bunch of banking, and it's a lot of fun, I think. I've won a race there in the ARCA series and ran all right there in the truck the last 2 times we've been there, and hopefully we can improve on our last performance there. We ran close to the top 5 most of the day, and lost a couple spots on late restarts at the end. But hopefully we can improve on our performance a little and run up closer to the front.
A little bit of reshuffling of the personnel deck, for lack of a better term, for a couple of your teammates this week. Some crew chief changes in the Turner Motorsports stable. The fact that everything stands pat with you, we would expect that when you're running as well as you are. That must mean you're pretty happy with the way things are going.
Yeah, there's not a guy on my team or anything with my team that I would change right now. We all work together really well. Everybody gets along well. The chemistry's good, and we're getting the job done. So I don't see any reason to mix up what we've got going on. And the other 2 teams seem to be struggling just a little. So maybe try something different. And Blake Feast and Ricky just switch teams basically for the rest of the year. The crew chiefs keep the same groups of guys, and the drivers just basically swap. So be interesting to see how that helps and hurts those guys. Hopefully it helps.
Yeah, I guess at the end of the day, if it helps them, by default it helps you as well, right? I mean, it's good to have teammates running well as opposed to not.
Absolutely. I mean, everybody works in the shop together, all 3 teams. So if all 3 teams are happy and driving and getting along good and getting the performances that they all want, then everybody's happier and everybody's happier to go to work in the morning, and everybody enjoys their job more and does it better, I think.
Sounds like a plan to me, absolutely. We look forward to seeing it happen. We'll be there in Kentucky this weekend calling the race. So wish you all the luck in the world, and we'll see you there in another 48 hours or so.
I appreciate it, and hopefully we have a good run this weekend with the 31 team and maybe get back in that points lead.
There you go. All right, bud. Thank you.
All right, thanks.
James Buescher, Exide Batteries, Wolfpack Rentals, Chevrolet for Turner Motorsports, number 2 man, trailing Austin Dillon by just a deuce in the battle for the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series Championship.